Okay, so this video is to try and show you guys how to do these first two problems, at least in the way that I would work them out. I want you guys to do this after you watch these two YouTube videos. So the two YouTube videos will be done by somebody else, and I'm going to walk you through these first two problems so you kind of see a setup. And then I want you guys to do problems 3, 4, 5, and 6. So just starting off with this first one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a screenshot of it, and let's just adjust this. Okay. So I think the first thing to think about of all of these is just what are our options? So we're dealing with triangle congruence. And whenever I do these, I think it's the best to think of it like a multiple choice question. So our options are, we have, the first and simplest one is the side, side, side congruence. After that, the next one, closest to that, is side, angle, side. Then we've got angle, side, angle. And we also have angle, angle, side. And with these, the order doesn't really matter. So I'm going to say, for this one, I'm going to say or could also be SAA. AAS and SAA are the same. Doesn't really matter where you start as long as you go in the correct order in reverse. So these are our options. There's one more, HL. And HL stands for hypotenuse leg. So those are our 5 options of congruency, and for this, we can also say that they're not congruent. So that's like a 6th option. So I'm going to add that down here. I'm going to add NC for not congruent. So what we want to do is we want to determine which of these fit with number 1. So right off the bat, if you look at number 1, we've got these two sides being congruent, these two angles being congruent, and these two triangles here, this triangle 1, this triangle 2, they share a side. So whenever you have a side that's shared, that's going to be one of your sides in these formulas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that. Let's pick line. That sounds good. I'm going to highlight that shared side. So this is a shared side. And then we also know we have, let's try another color. Do a darker, do blue. We also have this shared side. So we already know that basically the problem gives us 2 sides being congruent. So let's start with that. This theorem, since it only has one side congruency, we can cross out ASA and we can cross out AAS. Also, hypotenuse leg, there's no information here that actually tells you these are right triangles. Hypotenuse and leg are really terms that only apply to right triangles, although this could be a right angle here. It doesn't say it, so we can't. It could be 89 degrees. It might not be quite 90. So I'm going to cross out that as well. Now, the additional information it gives us is that this color here, let's see, it also gives us an angle. It gives us this angle here, which I'm highlighting in this pink color. So we have an angle in this. So we also know it's not side, side, side. So after that, we've got 2 sides and an angle. So basically what we're trying to determine is this SAS or is it not congruent? For it to be SAS, we really need to pay attention to that order. It has to be side, angle, side. It can't be any other order. And the other thing that was mentioned earlier was this postulate, basically a not congruent postulate. And it's SSA or the reverse. And in all your other videos, they probably made some joke about this. It'd be ASS. So I'm just going to write it like that. So one of these. And what we have to determine is this going to be one of those? Is it going to be a not congruent? So if it's SSA or ASS, it'll actually be this not congruent thing over here. So what we have is on this one, side, side. Well, actually, let's start with this blue one. Starting from blue, we go side, side, angle for this triangle. Then over here, we go side, side, angle. So although they have the same pattern between the two triangles, because it's SSA or ASS, that means it's going to be not congruent. So I'm going to circle that right here. So for number one, you should put NC or not congruent. It's actually these, we can't prove these two triangles are the same size and same shape. So that's what we're going to do the first one. So always remember that the triangles, they may not be congruent. There may be no way to actually prove it. Okay, so next one, I'm going to show you guys number two. And I'm hoping that after that, you guys kind of get the idea what you're looking for. So let me move this over. All right, so same thing, same options. I'm going to write them out again. So we got side, side, side. And you just kind of, you'll want to keep these in your head. Try and keep them straight, try and have them memorized. Basically, you have 5 postulates, and then there's always the option that they're not congruent. So SAS, we have ASA. And you know, I think as far as memorizing them goes, it's going to be some combination of A's and S's, and all you got to know is that you can't write a bad word. You can't write ASS, or the reverse. So as long as you remember that, then all the other ones are congruence postulates, except I'll put a little here over here, little knot over here. I'll write that down. We've got SSA, or, you know, the reverse. Or we also have this one that's AAA. And I think they talked about it in one of your videos. If all the angles are the same, that doesn't actually show you that the triangles are the same size. So these are not. So I'm actually going to go ahead and say that these do not prove congruence. So we're narrowed between these. And then we also got next one, HL, the one that does look different. Hypotenuse leg, but it's only for right triangles. I'm just writing it down here just to be consistent. And then we have the option that this is not congruent. Not congruent. You guys can put NC if you want to. So if it's one of these, it's not congruent. So going through this, what do we see here? We see that these two triangles are attached with the side. So I'm going to highlight that in the pink I already have. We need to have a side. Then we've got this angle here with one mark. So that means that this one mark on one triangle, it's got to match the one mark on the other triangle. So one here, and then let's switch to another color. And I don't know, when I do this in class, I always give you guys colored pencils, because I think it's easier to see. So if you have colored pencils, you can do that, but just keep that in mind. It could be a strategy, a little bit of a visual strategy. It'll do it in red. And now this one, we got 2 red, 2 red. So we got green, pink, and red here. So what's important, so now we got 2 angles, one side. So let's cross out side, side, side. We know it's not going to be that. We also know we have 2 angles, so it's not going to be side, angle, side. There's no right angles in here. There's no boxes. So there's nothing in there that's 90 degrees. I'm going to cross out HL. So see, we've already narrowed it down to 3 options. Now, is it angle, side, angle, or is it angle, angle, side, or are these not congruent? So I like to go in the same order. Let's just say we're going green, pink, red on one triangle. So over here I'm going to go angle, side, angle. And I started on green, so the same one on the other triangle, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go angle, side, angle. Green, pink, red, green, pink, red. Although these are kind of like flipped around, it still follows the angle, side, angle here. So it's not, basically that actually pretty much solves it. So I'm going to circle our answer. Actually, I'm going to do it in a different color. So circle our answer. And that's what we're going to write. We're going to write angle, side, angle. Okay, so that's pretty much what I want you guys to do for the next 4 problems. You should be writing down one of these 6 options. Okay.